Hello and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Again, I want to thank Ivan and Aaron for helping out this evening. Being on the Congo Hour, they're doing a great job. They're bringing a lot of energy, different perspectives to the show, so I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, so hopefully you are having as much fun as we are. Right now, we have another great young gentleman who is here in the city of Wilmington who is running for city council at large. His name is Emmanuel Magruder. K. Emmanuel Magruder.
That is
Welcome to the show, man.
What's going on, Trip? How's
How
it
you
going?
doing?
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I wanted you to come on so you can be a part of the conversation because we're about to get kind of deep in community and education. So I know that's your passion also.
Yes.
So I don't want you to miss out on that.
Indeed. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
So give us some background. Give us your background.
So currently I'm a personal banker with Wells Fargo Bank.
Okay.
I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I moved to Wilmington 4 years ago. Brought my family here. Essentially, I came to this city not knowing why I came here. But I fell in love with it instantly because somebody told me not to move here before I even got a chance to buy my house. I live on the 600 block of Jefferson Street, right in the heart of West Center City, where it essentially goes down at. But as a young man that has come from pretty much North Philadelphia, you know, where I come from the streets, you know, I am the true example of what it really means to change. I come from a mother, you know, that had a drug addiction. I've been in the foster care system before. So I just feel like who better to be a voice for people than somebody that's actually going through and has overcome the situation and circumstances and the plights of the community in which we live in. So that's what drives my passion. I just love people, and you know, I'm tired of people, you know, standing up and being a voice for people if you ain't never been through nothing. So that's what, you know, really drives me. But by day, I'm a banker. I'm in ministry. My church is actually still in Philadelphia. Okay. So I love God and I love people.
What church do you go to?
It's called Fellowship Revival Church of Love under Apostle Leonard C. Willis. So.
So why city council? When did you decide to run for city council?
Talking to this great man, Councilman Street. One day he came into my office and I had had a conversation with him, and I said, you know, in 4 years I might possibly be thinking about running for office. And after a conversation with him, he let me know, after hearing my story, he said, no, we need a young man like you now. So to have the confidence of a pioneer like Mr. Street to say, we need a young man like you right now, it kind of made me say, we need to do this. And for far too long, you know, I've sat around and I've complained and I've been annoyed by what was going on. And I feel like being a part of city council gives you an opportunity to sit at the table for the people who are essentially voiceless. Why not be a part of a body of people? You know, if I was running for mayor, then I would have to do a lot of things and be the decision maker on my own with a lot of stuff. But being a part of city council essentially makes me a part of a body of intelligent individuals that we must, pretty much unify with each other. So that's why city council, because I want to be at the table making the decisions for the people of the community.
Okay. Yeah. And how's your campaign going so far?
So far, it's going. It's been stressful because I'm not a part of the popularity. Right. I'm essentially the dark horse, but anybody that knows me, anything that I've never had to fight for really wasn't worth having.
So why do you say that, just so people know?
I'm running, so I'm running on the independent ticket. Okay. I was originally running as a Democrat. But now that I'm running on an independent ticket, it moves me out of the majority. So the people that want to, that even want to help are kind of reluctant because I'm not Democrat or I'm not Republican. So it's been tough in that sense. But people really do see that I really, really do care. That's the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right. There's no way that, I'm running because I'm popular, because I'm not originally from here. But that doesn't stop me from loving the city of Wilmington no more than it does anybody else. Right. So it's been rough. But being engaged with people like Aaron Hutt, me and her developed an instant friendship. The Vashon Turners, the Vanity Constants. It makes somebody like me, you know, that much. It makes it that much easier for me because I do have the voice of this one. You know, Aaron. I do. You know, my mentor is now Mr. Street. So it makes things a little bit easier, but it doesn't stop me needing money. You know, it takes money to run a campaign, and essentially that's what I need. I need money and I need resources. I need people that are willing to step up and say, wait a minute, enough is enough of people being put in position because of their popularity or because of their economic status. Because essentially we can teach a person how to write legislation, we can teach them how to perform all the duties of council, but you can't teach a person to have a passion for people, and that's a God-given gift that I have. So.
Okay, so I can. Go ahead.
I think that's a heck of it when you really look at it. When I look at it outside, I do see young people like yourself, Aaron Hutt, Vash Turner, Vanity Constance. I do see you guys out and making a heck of a difference within the minority. What also is amazing is how you have someone like Jay Street that's mentoring you guys, and it's like passing of the torch.
He was my mentor first.
He was yours first.
He was.
Boy.
Before he even got to Delaware.
Right. But I find it amazing just to see that all you guys, and I know Vash from way back from West Side when at West Center City, and just to see you young guys running, because what's so important is the community needs to see more of us. And I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about people from the community that's been there, that slept there, that know what it's like for having roaches in your cereal, that knows what it's like when your mom is on crack. And for them to come back and say, hey, I got a great job, I'm doing this for the community, and this is where my love and passion is. So, great shout out to you and your campaign, and send him some money so he can keep doing what he's doing. He's a great guy.
Well, I never had roaches in my cereal, or my mom wasn't on crack. But
Your bologna never had a first name?
no, we just ate cereal all the time. Like my mom, if you was hungry, eat a bowl of cereal.
Right.
But it wasn't roaches in it.
Well,
but but I can empathize. But I can't
Long as you-
sympathize.
right.
But I will say that working with Emmanuel, I did want to say first, before moving on to Emmanuel, Mr. Street, working under somebody who understands. Like, I have a passion for the youth. That's my passion, is the youth and education, which is similar to Mr. Street. But Hilltop has 5 stars. So Hilltop is a 5-star.
What is 5 stars? What's that mean?
Well, I'm about to break it down. We're not a daycare.
Right.
We are childcare.
Early childhood education. Early childhood education.
Right.
Early childhood.
You know this affects your raise,
but
right?
I knew it wasn't a daycare. I already got it.
You
So
know, you affects
I
your
already
raise,
got it.
right?
So it wasn't I knew it wasn't daycare. Early childhood education, and I think that it's important because a lot of people can be out, and a lot of politicians have a bad name because they're out and they're saying that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, but they don't actually do it. But for you to actually build, and my son goes to school on Route 9, so I see the library being built, or innovation space being built every day when I go up there, and I see
Still in the air. That's what Mr.
still
Street
is in
says.
the air, and his billboard is right across the street, so you can see it. But I think that it's important for people to understand that 5 stars, Delaware Star System is a big is a statewide program where the child center is child education center is being rated.
Right.
So you can have 5 as the top. You can't go no higher.
You can't go
than
no higher,
5.
right.
Right. So we have 5, and I say we. because
Now, how long have you
I'm a part of
you guys had
Hilltop family.
that 5?
We got our 5th star June the 23rd of this year.
Okay.
After
Wow.
after
He
a
probably
lot
knows
of blood,
what's
sweat, and tears on the part of the staff.
Right.
And here's the harsh reality. As part and parcel of my record, when I came to Hilltop, the budget was $70,000.
Right.
The budget is now $1.8 million. I had a staff meeting, and it's just a little nonprofit community center, but we've created $1 million worth of jobs with benefits, and we have the state's highest rating of 5 stars as a provider of early childhood education services and a provider of before and after school services for school-age children. And we cover from infants all the way through age 12 under the STARS program, and of course we're open at least 4 nights a week for teenagers up through age 18. But one of the things that the young councilman has not mentioned that I think is very, very important, I walked into a bank there he is. He's a bank officer. So, as a bank officer,
Not a teller.
he's not a
Right,
teller.
you're right, not a teller.
He's a bank officer.
Right.
Okay? He's responsible for handling literally millions of dollars for either businesses or individuals. Now, here's the harsh reality. If Wells Fargo has found him worthy
Right.
of handling that kind of money with that kind of responsibility, then assuredly he is eminently qualified to be city councilman in the city of Wilmington. Second, he cares. Third, you don't go into Wells Fargo and become a bank officer unless you have a squeaky clean record.
Right.
There's nothing on his criminal record, or
Right.
he wouldn't be a banker.
So we got two endorsements.
But let's tell the truth. I want to run at large.
Right.
The field's crowded. Well, I want to run for where I live. He knew Vashon Turner. Vashon Turner, one of the young people that has come through Hilltop, is now the Democratic candidate. He said, no, let Vashon go. I'll run independent. Here's the beauty of it. Here's the potential of it. There are 4 at-large seats. Historically and traditionally, we've had 3 Democrats and 1 Republican. There's an opportunity to make history here. We can have 3 Democrats and 1 independent. I, for one, I'm a Democrat, and I will not vote for any Republican in any capacity at any time, or anything or anybody else affiliated with that Trump syndrome. It ain't gonna happen.
That's a whole nother story, bro. Yeah,
It ain't gonna happen.
I'm with you.
It ain't gonna happen, because if you're a Republican, as one of them said to me last week, then you have Republican values and principles. To the extent that you share Republican values and principles, then you're sharing the whole Trump mentality and syndrome. So I, for one, am hoping that this young man, as an independent, that we can make history this election. With the first female, the first African-American Congresswoman,
Right.
and an independent as opposed to Republican in that large seat on city council.
So this move of being an independent, it was strategic.
Of course.
Those who fail to plan,
Plan
to fail.
So Mr. Street, how does it feel? How does it feel being a man of legacy now that has a group of young people that are looking to learn more from you than what they already have, and for you to pour into them? Like these, I'm listening to them. And
those who fail to plan to fail, and I just told you the story. I'm sitting in a room with Judge Williams and Hicks Anderson. Some of it was imposed, some of it was compelled, and I wanted to do, but they planned for the future.
Right.
So, in passing it on, it's part and parcel to my training.
Right.
It's part and parcel to our need as a people. And that song that says, I believe the children are our future.
Right.
And the expectation is that they're going to rise, they're going to come to fruition, and as time goes on, they will reach back.
Right. And do the same.
And each one touch one,
Yes.
teach one, and that's how we as a people are going to survive and move forward. And our failure to train, urge, support our young people that want to step forward and be helpful, it's just, if we don't do that, then the struggle is going to fail.
Right. Right.
And regrettably, the theory of the talented 10th is still relevant.
Yes.
And for those of us who have been able to benefit from the struggle and obtain college degrees, we have a responsibility to give that talent and share that talent with other people and be the role. Somebody was a role model for all of us.
Exactly.
In my case, unfortunately, it took a lot of role models.
Me too.
So as an independent, right? I'm a new person that don't know you. You got 45 seconds to tell me something about you and why I should vote. What would you say? Because remember, just say I'm a Democrat, and you're independent. Why should I vote for Emmanuel?
The reason why you should vote for Emmanuel, because nobody's going to care, essentially, like Emmanuel. I've come from nothing but struggle. All I know is struggle. But I'm able to be one of the people that have overcome the struggle that has been put in front of me. one thing that you will never have to worry about is whether or not I'm going to go to bat for you. I love people. Enough is enough of, again, putting people in positions that don't really care about you. Look at the heart of the people that you're voting for. Look at my heart. Again, I thank you for all the kind words from Aaron Hutt, from Mr. Street. But at the end of the day, I didn't come to Wilmington with an intent to run for public office. I came to Wilmington to build my life here. I bought my house here. I bought my family here. I could have stayed where I was at. And again, if I was running off of popularity, then I could have ran in the city of Philadelphia, where I'm from, where I know tens upon tens of thousands of people. But I came here to this city. I live here in this city. I live in the heart of this city. I love the people of this city, just like I love the people of my family.
And you're a proponent of youth services and youth programming for children. You're a proponent of doing what you can as councilman to bring the William Hicks Anderson Center to revitalize that and make it more operational and functional than it has been. You're a proponent of educational advocacy and support services. So the current funding that's going on to provide an advocate like Devin Henson, you're going to support that.
Indeed.
And given your background as a bank officer, you're going to be a proponent and are a proponent, as we've discussed, about providing services as it relates to financial literacy and for our young parents and our young people, because one of the things that you know, people who work in the financial industry know is it's not what you make, it's what you do with it after you make it.
Right.
Certainly.
And as my grandfather used to say to me, as long as you're working for money, you're not going to have anything. But when you got some money somewhere working for you,
Right.
then you've got something.
Right.
So, you know, those kind of things that he brings to the table in terms of his background, I think, again, make him eminently qualified to step forward and be a part of this new government. And Trippi, I'm excited about the fact we're going to have a new council. We're going to have a new Delaware Black Caucus with younger people coming in. And I think if properly motivated and directed with a commitment to work together, I think we can be more effective than we've ever been.
And I got to thank you too, Mr. Street, for realizing and acting on the fact that you know you have to groom the younger generation.
Yeah.
And to just not sit idly and just watch us struggle and try to find our way, but to take an active role in young politicians' lives and to make sure that we're successful. That's really important. A lot of times, when people have been in politics for a long time, you kind of get complacent and don't worry about the next generation. But you're one who knows the importance of grooming us. So coming up under your wing, I don't think that any of us can go wrong. You're not going to let us go wrong.
But by the same token, you're all going to be independent as I want you to be. And I promise everybody that I supported that way that I would never urge you, tell you how to vote. And I've never said you should take this position on the issue. You know, we're all independent thinkers and independent actors, and I'm proud of all of you. And
That's really
I'm proud
important too.
to be working.
When you get on council, you have, even though we have a great relationship, you may have other relationships with other council people. Always think for yourself. Never think that you have an allegiance to me or anybody else. If there's a reason that your community is saying something and you're the voice for that community, speak on it, and your heart can be at peace. Don't think that you have to agree with me and that you have to agree with Mr. Street or anybody else who's on council. Just do what you always think is best.
Let me put it another way.
You'll be fine.
A lot of people helped me get in office. But I wish somebody would try to tell me not to do it. That dog ain't going
We're about
He sweat on it. Like, oh, shoot.
closer to me, man.
November 8th, make sure you come out and vote. Don't forget, don't vote the person. I mean, listen to the person, listen to the character, listen to the policy, and make your decisions there. But make sure you get out and vote. It's very important that this year we get out and vote.
All right, I want to thank Aaron and Ivan for coming out and helping me tonight. It was a great show. You guys got to come back.
Thanks for having us.
Y'all realize it's past my bedtime. They say I'm an elder now.
At least you ain't on that obituary list. Shoot, we got counted all joy.
No, that's right. We'll be back next week with more of the Congo Hour and Congo Hour Overtime. Thank you so much, and God willing, we'll see you next week.